When my husband and I moved into our new cozy little cottage, nestled away on 2 acres of partially wooded land, we couldn't be happier. It was always our dream from the time we started getting serious in college to own our own cottage and land somewhere quaint. We had both grown up in a large city, but neither of us identified as city people. We settled in rather quickly, unpacking after work and on weekends. I work from home, so I would take stretch breaks and unpack a box at the same time. Well, about 2 weeks in, I was unpacking one of my last kitchen boxes. You know, the one with all the gadgets you get as your wedding gift and never use. When I got this feeling, the hair on the back of my neck stood up, and the door to the basement that was always shut slowly started creeping open. I shook it off. I told myself my husband probably left it open when he went down to shove stuff in the storage space down there. 2 days later, I was preparing a surprise welcome home dinner for my husband as he was having a hard day. I had some music playing on the smart speaker as I chopped onion and celery for some soup. I dropped the knife when out of the corner of my eye, I saw my water bottle, still half full, slowly creeping towards the edge of the counter, as if it was being pushed. As I reached my hand out to catch it, it stopped. This one was hard to brush off. My counters weren't off kilter, they were perfectly straight. This one I had to share with my husband. Of course, as most men do, he shook his head and told me I watched too many videos and haunting documentaries. But I couldn't just ignore it. He wasn't there, he didn't see it. Things went back to normal after that, as if I had frightened the spirit, not the other way around. But a few weeks later, I was once again working from home while my husband had just left for his morning commute to the office. I settled into my office with my coffee cup and almost knocked said coffee on my desk when my computer monitor turned on, and the internet browser was open to an article about a local house fire from a few years back. I called my husband, freaking out. "Johnny, please tell me you were looking up local news on my computer this morning," I nearly shouted. "You know I don't use that computer of yours, Laura. It's a dinosaur." I hung up. I couldn't tell him what had just happened. As anyone would in my situation, I began reading the article that was pulled up on my screen. As I did, I couldn't believe what I was learning. This cozy cottage, this perfect haven we had purchased, replaced an old Victorian home that belonged to another couple who had divorced just a few months before the incident. It was a Monday night, and the husband was due to drop the kids off home with their mom after the weekend with them. Instead, he left the kids with his parents, drove over to the home, slipped in the back door, and scoped out his surroundings. His ex-wife was right where he knew she would be, in her office with her headphones on, transcribing audio for work. He moved quickly and quietly, dousing the entire house in gasoline and lighting a match as he backed out the door, slipped into his vehicle, and took off. There isn't much in the way of traffic back here on these desolate roads, so no one even noticed a thing until it was far too late. An off-duty officer was driving home from work when he saw and smelled smoke. The house was a complete loss, and there was no saving the ex-wife. She burned with their once lively, loving home that fateful Monday. She's not an angry spirit from what I gather, just lonely. I've had many more experiences since, like doors opening or slamming, lights flickering, water glasses being knocked over, and even one time, my husband slipping on an orange peel that had somehow made its way from the counter to exactly where he would be walking. And after that incident, he finally believes as well. Well, friends, have any of you heard or experienced other hauntings similar to this one? At least she's not an angry spirit. I probably would be if I had an ex-husband who set me on fire. Don't forget to subscribe, and please click that button. It will help YouTube pick my channel up out of the dungeon and might let me see the light of day. Thanks, friends. See you tomorrow.